The Redneck Tech Podcast is brought to you by mikesarchery.com. They're a one-stop shop for virtually everything archery, bow hunting, and for your next outdoor adventure. Mike's Archery has been at the top of the archery game for over 50 years, and they want to give listeners of the Redneck Tech Podcast 10% off their entire online store using the code REDNECK10, all one word. Just put the code in before you check out, and your boys will hook you up. The guys at Mike's have always been good to us, and now they can be good to you too. Visit mikesarchery.com and get your gear now.
Right here. Yeah. You want him? Yeah.
Welcome back to the podcast. This is episode, hold on, what was yesterday? 130 or one? Was
I don't
it
know what
yesterday?
yesterday was.
Yesterday, dude.
Never heard of yesterday.
It's 10:20 at night. We are going on. This is our third night of hanging out with these fools that have been hanging out with us at the office. We've been having a freaking blast. Hold on, I gotta go.
They just won't let us go home.
Honestly, we've been having a good time. I'm trying to figure out
except for Clay.
Except for Clay. Yeah, Clay left.
He couldn't hang.
I'm gonna try and. Okay, I'm not. I'm actually going to hammer Clay for leaving. But so it's 1:30. It's 1:30.
No hang.
This is episode 131. We did 130 yesterday. So we're probably not.
131's a nice number.
It is a nice number.
Nice.
31's my favorite number.
So
31?
31.
It's actually
Why?
part of his passwords.
I don't know.
I shouldn't tell that online.
Don't tell.
So
It's a secret.
So the other two voices that you're hearing are the Mike's Archer.
It's ya boys.
It's ya boys.
Here we are in the flesh.
In the flesh. So I want you guys to do your own intros and introduce yourself to the podcast. So Brian, we're going to start with you.
All right, I am Brian Dickus from Mike's Archery. I don't know what I am. I'm the manager / owner / jack of all trades there.
Janitor.
Trash.
Janitor.
Yeah.
No, Diddy's the janitor.
That's true.
Diddy's the janitor, so I am not the janitor.
All right, so that's Brian and Travis.
I am Travis Kleiber. Work at Mike's Archery. Also edit for Spur Brand, and I am Amazon Rain Chicken.
Amazon Rain Chicken. So
Kleiber?
Travis Kleiber.
So
I've been pronouncing your last name
That's
wrong
exactly what I said yesterday.
my entire life.
Yeah.
I thought it was Kleiber.
I thought it
Nah.
was Kleiber too.
It's like with a
Kleiber.
Y. Kleiber.
I thought it was
How many
Kleiber.
times have you heard me say your last name and not punch me in the face for doing it wrong?
It happens all the time, so I'm just used to it.
Well, see, I thought it was Kleiber. Didn't know
Yeah.
it was Kleiber. I was hoping it was Clabber.
Like Clabber, like Clabber Girl, like the...
No, like milk clabbered.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like Clabber.
What? You never heard the term like, yeah, that milk is clabbered, man. You don't want to drink that milk.
Not once ever.
Oh.
Well, there's like a powdered milk
Okay.
called Clabber Girl.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
So
I think it was powdered milk.
So maybe that's where that term came from?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I've never...
Yeah, it's Kleiber, just so you know.
So
Kleiber.
I met you. I met Travis. I'm pointing at Travis for those of you that don't see me pointing. I met you, when was this? This would have been what?
I'm trying to think.
15? 14?
It had to be. The very first Oneida party at ATA, which
It was the year that he bought Oneida, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
So it was whatever
Yeah,
the
it
year he bought Oneida. So it was like,
Yeah.
it had to have been 13, 14.
Yeah,
It's when
had to be.
JP bought Oneida
Yep.
and he had the party. And I feel like we had like talked on social and stuff before that. But that's when you were still in your other job as a nurse.
Right.
Right?
Yep. Still a nurse. Still an LPN license, but I just don't do anything with it.
Okay.
I mean, I keep it up, but I'm
that's what-
technically employed, but I
Yeah.
don't ever go on call or anything, just
so
because.
that's when you were doing that when I first met you.
Yep.
And you were just kind of doing some video stuff and kind of getting into it and that kind of thing back in the day, right?
Right. So I've always, I mean, since I was little, my dad's always taken a camera with us in the woods and stuff. So I kind of just, adopted that. And I've always been interested in it. But like back then it was like, I'm just playing with it. And I've got tapes and tapes and tapes
Yeah.
that just sit in a drawer and you never do anything with. Because
Yeah.
back then it wasn't like YouTube or anything like that. So, and I had no idea what I was doing, editing or anything. So, yeah, but back like when we met, I think we were on YouTube
I
then.
sent you to that party.
Yeah. You couldn't go.
Because it was my Oneida tickets. Because
Oh,
I had
nice.
two events I had to go to that night,
Yeah.
and I think the other one was with Bear.
with
or
Bear.
something.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? Here,
Yep.
go to the Oneida party, get my award.
Yeah, because we were dealer of the year that year.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, he was. That was before I was there.
Yeah, he didn't work for me at the time, but he was
Right.
there just
Yeah.
hanging out with us.
Well,
and I
see,
was like,
and that kind of segues me right into what I was going to say, you know, and we'll come back to the party. But Brian, you're an OG in the industry. Like you've been doing this
my whole life.
I'm about to say way longer than me.
Yeah, my entire
You know,
life.
so and you've obviously been a part of Mike's Archery your entire life.
Yes.
So, like, we were even talking about doing like the old school cutaways where you change hats 47 times, and you're like, you know, you and your dad used to have to do that and stuff.
Did that a lot.
Oh, dude, like the old NASCAR style, the real tree style of, you know, making videos.
Oh, I mean,
Like-
I've been through it all.
I was about to say, you got, you know, some good stories from back in the day of, you know, doing some stuff like that back in the
probably-
glory days.
Sadly enough, I probably have videos that speak for somebody twice my age, and just knowledge of the industry that's for somebody twice my age, because we've been in business 50 years.
Yeah.
So we started in 71, which
In,
obviously I was
in
not
the
there.
archery, in the hunting industry period, but then in the archery section of the hunting industry, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Right. So my dad and mom got married that year and started Mike's Archery, and I came along in like 78. So
Yeah, the honeymoon picture is
we used it on we used it on one of our flashback Fridays for our 50th anniversary this year. My mom and dad went on a turkey hunt for their honeymoon. He went to Tennessee, and they stayed in a hotel. Dad went and killed a turkey with his bow, brings it back to the hotel, skins it on like a metal desk in the hotel room, and mounts it on the front porch outside the hotel. He brought like Excelsior bale and wound it up, because Dad did taxidermy back in the day too. So he literally, on his honeymoon, killed a turkey. Mom says it looked like you slaughtered something in the hotel
so
room.
Chuck Belmore style, you know.
Yeah, so he literally
but to the
skins-
next level.
Yeah, he skins this turkey and then mounts it in the hotel room
You know what?
on their honeymoon.
But you know what that tells me? It tells me everything I need to know about your parents.
Number one, my mother is a saint.
Uh-huh.
and
The greatest woman on the
I
planet.
was about to say, like, you know, those are some awesome folks. Like, not only did he kill a turkey, he killed it on his honeymoon. Cleaned it, and his wife's like, "Get after it, honey." You know, that's all you need to know about a couple. And like, and for those of you listening that are thinking about getting married, this should be advice to you. Like, if you can't find that, then you don't need it.
Right.
Exactly.
Look,
My dad told her straight up, I hunt. This is what I do. Like, just know that I'm going to go hunting. I'm going to be in the woods. And I told my wife, I've only been married almost 3 years, but she knew straight up. Like,
Mine
some
was
of
the
our,
same way.
Some of our
Yep.
first trips were like,
Well, see,
we're going hunting.
I told mine that. She didn't believe me.
You're a little more intense than, like, I'm still home,
Yeah, well,
like most of the time.
true. So, Ryan, are you listening? As the only single guy at the table, are you listening to this?
Yeah, so I've actually gathered a few things. So Mark Groupie,
Yeah.
he his second marriage, they, instead of getting it catered, he and his now wife Michelle went and hunted their ranch for a hog, killed it, and then served everybody that hog at the wedding.
Were they aware of this?
Everybody at the wedding?
Yeah.
I assume so.
Oh, well, I just know people, like, some people are funny.
yeah,
yeah,
but
just do that, not tell people.
Mark-
Which would be even
Mark
better.
would.
Oh, 100%. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I don't know. I assume people knew. If not, hey, even the better.
Even better. Yeah.
So I think that's definitely something I'd like to incorporate. Obviously, I can't do this next thing because I'm not this cool, but I mean.
Well, you did get a Tinder match while I was on your live feed on your phone earlier, so.
No, I didn't. I got a message. I
I saw
from-
Caleb swipe right for you.
Oh, 100%. Oh, he had some messages pop up on his phone the other day that I wanted to reply to him for, and he wouldn't let me. I was like, "You want me to close the deal?" He's like, "Absolutely not. You have nothing to lose."
Nope.
I'm like,
Nope.
"Why
Nope.
not?" I was like, I mean, it's going to go one way or the other.
I'll
There's
handle
a
my-
50-50 shot.
I mean, he's just
here.
trying to take care of you.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll take care of myself.
take care of you like you're my own youngin', just my own little fella.
All right, but look, the Mark Stevens,
Yeah.
his second wedding,
Yeah.
how he entered his second wedding. Have you heard that story?
No,
Really?
no, I haven't heard it.
All right, I'm not the best
This-
oral
I
storyteller
was about
as
to say,
Caleb is,
This
but
is the Redneck Tech Podcast Outdoor Content Creation. We're talking about how somebody walked into their wedding, but this is going to be good. If
y'all
Ryer's-
went there.
I mean, it's a rabbit hole. It's
Yeah,
great.
That's good.
Okay.
We're good with it.
Okay, so we got Mark Stevens,
Somehow
which
Ryer's
is
giving oral over there. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, nice.
I don't know how we got there, but
I don't know either, but here we are. Could be worse. Could be worse. Well, we don't want to talk about that. This is a
let's
family.
not.
This is
Okay.
a family podcast.
Family podcast. Okay.
So, and I've been told this story, so I didn't see this in person, but Mark Stevens, Brian Stevens, our client for Spy Point, his brother,
Certified BA dude.
certified BA, right? He's ex Special Forces. I'm pretty sure he's the Special Forces that don't technically exist.
He's seen some things and
He's
done
seen
some things.
He has, and so, his second marriage, he decided he was going to do it his way.
Good for him.
And they do it in the Keys because that crew of guys loves the Keys. And basically, what he did was he arranged to jump out of a plane in a dry suit into the water, where Captain Robert, the guy who we always go down there to fish with, to bow fish with, picked him up in the water in his Freeman. In the Freeman, he took off the dry suit and got on the bow of the Freeman, where Robert then ran it up onto the shore of the beach, where there was a butler waiting with a martini. And Mark steps off, as soon as it gets onto the sand, steps off the boat, grabs the martini. He's now in a tuxedo, walks to meet his bride at the altar.
It's like
Mic
James
drop.
Bond stuff.
yeah, that is
Mic
James
drop.
Bond stuff.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I'm
And
really,
after hearing this,
I'm
I
rethinking
go,
all my decisions in my life now.
right. And the disappointing thing for you, you may have some regret, right? You may be able to look back and think, man, I wish I would have done that. But you didn't have the knowledge that that was a possibility at the time.
I would have never thought of
Me,
that.
now I'm 26. I haven't been married yet. I could do that, but I can't.
Yeah. You can't,
I know in my head that it can be done.
You lack the skills.
I can't be the one to do it.
yeah.
And that's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And I have to live with that now.
Yeah.
So,
So now he emasculated every other man.
Yeah, you can't top that.
he already did by existing.
Yeah.
Like, I saw this man in the water with a shark. He had a fish on the end of his spearfishing gun, right? And there's a shark trying to get it. Any other person would be like, here, shark, have the fish. I don't need that fish that bad. I want to live. Now, Mark, that's my fish. I'm bringing it onto the boat. I don't care. He just sat in the water and looked at the shark. The sharks, I have drone footage of this. He's just looking. He's just looking at the shark, being like, do it. Come on.
I dare you.
I dare you. So,
Okay. So
you do the hog at the wedding, right?
Yeah.
Then that's how you enter the wedding, and then you go on a honeymoon where you kill
And mount
another
your own
animal
turkey.
and mount it.
You could step off a boat, kill something, and then have it being prepared to eat for your meal during your wedding.
Yeah, you kill it in front of everybody.
Just a thought.
yeah, just
Just a
because.
thought. Yeah.
Just like Tim Wells.
Would
just
it
running
be a
slaughter
wild
right in
animal,
front of
or would it be something that you had picked for sacrifice?
It doesn't matter.
Like a lamb.
And do you just
Yeah.
do you step off the boat and just
Yeah.
with a knife
No,
or
spear
like?
it. You just pull Tim Wells
Yeah,
and you
pull
just.
Tim Wells, just run over and spear that.
I think it would be so much more metal if you just strangled
I
it.
mean,
Like you
Can
want
you
to
imagine the people at the wedding party?
Yeah, but how much better to assert your dominance on literally anything than going through that entire sequence, stepping up for no reason, murdering an animal with your hands, marrying a woman, right? And then everybody knows what happens that evening.
I mean, you might as well consummate it right there in front of them.
yeah, I mean, you might as well.
We have been down some side streets
That is
before,
a terrible trail.
but this one might.
Yeah, but
take
you
the
haven't had
cake.
us on like for real. Like we
No.
were in a group setting.
Yeah.
But you really haven't had us to where
Yeah.
we can just,
Oh man.
Be us.
Well, like I'm like,
Please, for the love of God, if anybody can feasibly make that happen, Caleb and I
I'm
will
there.
go back on our word and film the wedding for free.
I'm there.
I'll go
For free.
I'm going.
Yeah, I
there.
want to go to that wedding.
Yeah,
Okay,
I need an
that-
invite.
But
And y'all have heard my stance on weddings. I'm not a fan.
No.
if if you don't kill that animal, we're charging full price.
100%.
Absolutely.
If everything does not happen exactly how we laid it out, or better, we'll allow better.
Yeah, if you don't send that thing to the spirit
You're
world
getting
right there in front of everybody.
You're getting a full invoice.
Yeah.
And we going to hit you hard.
Your boys are going to take care of you.
Wow.
Your boys are going to take care of you in the most James Bond way possible.
I just want to point out this all started with him telling the story of his parents.
Let's backtrack for a minute.
And then we got down this. Yeah, okay.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I'm going to try and bring this back.
Reel it
as best
back
I
in.
Can.
Just
I can reel this back around for you.
Okay,
again.
so
There's a
50
lot of
years. There's a lot of history there.
Yeah.
My dad hunted with Fred Bear.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been in business a long time, doing a lot of stuff. I've seen it all.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of folks come and go. Seen a lot of
the good, the bad, and the ugly.
the good, the bad, and the ugly. I mean, from distributors to major dealers to TV personalities,
Companies.
You know, I've just grown up. You know, my
some
first
good products, some really
bad
ones.
products. We've sold them all. You know, and then to watch the evolution of it
Yeah.
over my 43 years.
Well, so what?
Am I allowed to ask what? And you can say no to answering this. What's the worst product ever to hit the market in your experience?
Oh wow, the Hunter Specialty Acorn Cruncher.
That was
What?
a thing.
What?
I mean, I feel like it ranks up there with the Conquest Scrape Maker,
Which is still on the market.
which is still on there.
But
Sorry, Conquest.
Do people buy that?
What is that?
oh god, yes.
Okay, explain to me
amazing.
these products.
Okay, so
That, to me, that tells me I can make it. Like I can make it, dude.
We can do
a
this.
Yeah, we can
do this.
this goes back a handful of years.
Okay.
Probably 10-ish, maybe 15. I'd have to look it up. But anyway,
never heard of this.
so Hunter Specialty made what was called the Acorn Cruncher, and it was basically it looked like an oversized acorn.
I wish this was live.
I do too. I really do now.
I just can't.
It was
What?
No.
I don't even know what's happening.
I don't either.
So it was a piece of plastic, looked like an oversized acorn, had a spring in the middle, and little plastic teeth on it, and you would push it together, and it was supposed to mimic the sound of a deer crunching on acorns.
Oh, I thought it was supposed to actually crush acorns.
No, it was a call. It was a
It was a call. That makes it so much worse.
That makes it
So
much
worse. So worse.
So you were supposed to take this thing, and if you had deer underneath you that got nervous, you could squeeze this call, make it sound like deer were feeding on acorns.
Can you
In
imagine
the
walking
tree.
into this meeting and be like, guys, listen, this is the deal right
freaking
here.
Here's what's
got
sad
it.
is
I
I,
got it.
sold some. That's what I'm saying. I sold some.
Can you believe the guy?
And
like,
the name didn't throw any flags. They were like,
If
you know
you
what we
bought-
call
if-
this?
if you
the
bought one
Acorn
of these-
Cruncher, and nobody's like,
Yeah.
hey, man, that has a connotation of crushing, you know,
Acorns.
maybe things that aren't acorns. And they're like, no, nobody will think that. Nobody will think that. It's,
But
no.
here's my thing: if you bought one of these, please God, email us.
I want,
If you still have it.
I want it for
one
my
our
trinket
picture.
shelf.
I need
Oh,
one for
yeah.
the product wall
I-
at the shop just to go look. See that right there?
That's what
we
I was,
sold some of
I
those.
want to buy one to put it in a glass case in my office and be
Yeah,
like,
because there weren't a lot of them.
Because
sold.
when
I can
people
tell you, we
walk in
sold
my
a few.
office, I want to be like, guess what that is? You ain't gonna believe this.
I
And
want to.
I paid good money for that thing.
like $12.99. Yeah, I'm thinking it was like $12.99,
It was
$14.99.
just
I would-
to mimic the sound.
I
Oh
would
my
love to
God.
have that on a keychain. Just because people already think I'm really dumb, right? And so somebody would believe that I would think this, right? So I have it on the keychain, show up on a hunt with like Greg, right?
Oh my God.
And just it gets real bored. Just start crunching it. Right? And just wait for him to notice. And be like, what is that? I go, dude, you ain't gonna believe this. This thing is the net.
This is it.
Like, look, there's Nose Jammer.
Yeah.
There's the Acorn Cruncher. It's the next. It's dude.
Hey.
It's the next best thing.
Hey, player, sit still. They're coming.
You better get that bow off the holder right now. You might want to hook into your D-loop, okay?
Hey,
It's going to happen.
If you want to see some of the most amazing things, work a hunter specialty booth with Alex Rutledge. Buddy, if you
Dude, I've heard some freaking bangers about Alex.
that
Rutledge,
that
man.
dude can sell snow to an Eskimo. I watched this man sell acorn crunchers.
So you know,
Which is essentially the same thing as snow to an Eskimo.
So you knew Pender and Lovey back in the hunter specialty days and all that with Rutledge.
Oh yeah,
Dude, that is crazy. Oh man.
Yeah,
this
I mean,
podcast has not went anywhere close to where I thought it was going to go, but
it's so much
but
better.
so much better.
So much
But
better.
so much better. So,
I mean, I got
like,
stories
you know-
beyond stories.
oh, I
If-
bet.
You know when you watch those podcasts with the comedians and they're just laughing at
Bert-
their own jokes?
Bert
That's
Kreischer.
gonna be us
now. And everybody listening is be like, I can't stand this. They're not even funny. Like I'm wheezing over here.
I think Travis is going to pass out in a minute.
Oh, my wife's gonna listen to it and be like, "Yep, that's you. That's your laugh. Yeah,
straight up.
I know how you are."
Man, yeah, I'm trying to get it together again. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, good old
So-
Brandon. I've known Brandon a long time.
That's awesome. I want to get him
He's
on here.
filmed some stuff at the house back with Craig Morgan and stuff.
Oh,
when
yeah?
they came and hunted. That's
Dude,
what
you sent me the video of Craig on the stage
Yeah.
with the
Yeah, you
Mike's
couldn't
Archery
believe
shirt.
it.
Yeah, we
That's
sent him,
awesome.
we sent him Mike's archery shirt at his Columbus concert here like last month,
That's so cool.
and he comes out and one of our friends throws a T-shirt up to him, and I guess he like looks at it, sees what it is. He goes backstage, changes shirts, and comes back out singing.
Even better.
Singing with that on.
That's even better. So, okay, let's take a breath. So, now that
Travis is so far gone, even breathing is funny.
okay,
Dang banquets.
yeah. So, Travis, you now work for Mike's Archery,
Yes, sir.
and you guys create a lot of content together. This is your second year coming to class. We're still at the class, by the way. Anybody's listening, we're still at the class, and we're obviously having a really good time. So, you guys
What's
now
great,
work,
we have dudes editing right now.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like,
oh,
we're up here 100% screwing off.
yeah, but see,
like Bo
We're
just
not
came up
screwing-
here.
We're creating content for
We are.
Redneck Tech
Yeah.
right here.
Amen.
presented by Mike'sArchery.com.
Presented by Mike's Archery.
Amen. Code in Redneck 10. But Bo came up those stairs. I thought he had left. We have three guys up here right now, and they've been filming behind the scenes so they can blackmail us with this later.
yeah.
And Bo came up the stairs, and I thought he had left. And I mimed to him like, where you been? Like, I thought I was going to get a good answer or something,
Yeah.
some kind of bull crap that he's been up to. And he motions to me, keyboard. Apparently, we might have four guys still editing down there.
There
still
are.
editing.
There's four of them.
We can't hardly tear them away today.
The only one that's left's Clay.
So last year,
Well, he went home.
Yeah,
Last
that's what I
year,
mean, it's the one that's
last year it was you guys. I mean, y'all burnt the midnight oil.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all
did.
came back this year, apparently just to screw off with us.
That's exactly why we came back.
and we're hanging out, having a good time. But like, I don't want to get to like what you guys liked or didn't like or what about the class yet, because I want to get into. Now that you guys work together and you guys create content together, obviously it's for Mike Archery, it's for products, it's for
Right.
different things. What content do you guys normally consume, and in the hunting industry and then outside, and then kind of where are you finding inspiration or the things that you're looking at to try and get what you're doing to be better? Like, kind of where's your brain, your mind, your heart when you're watching content?
I feel like,
wow.
I mean, I watch a lot of YouTube stuff. We don't even have cable. Like, we got rid of
Same
DirecTV
here.
and all
Yeah, we
that
did away
stuff.
with
So
all
it's
that.
like,
Yeah.
obviously, Mossy Go, because I edit on that platform. And then YouTube mainly. I mean, other than Netflix outside of the hunting world,
What kind of stuff do you watch on
Well,
YouTube?
Disney Plus because of the kids.
Oh,
'Cause-
Yeah, a lot of
You got
Disney
a little-
Plus.
you got
What's
a
your
little-
favorite Pixar movie?
Toy Story 4.
Oh, you are a 4 guy?
I'm a
See,
4 guy.
I like 3.
You like 3?
I was a solid 3.
3 solid.
Are you seriously?
No. Y'all know how I feel about Disney movies.
Okay, just making sure. Here.
My favorite, Cars.
Cars is good.
Cars is good.
I'll give you
No
Cars.
crap.
good.
I got to go to Disney World when I was a senior in high school. The only thing I cared about was meeting Mater. Not even gonna lie. I was tickled pink to meet Mater in the flesh. I got a picture of it. I got plaid shorts on. It's terrible. It's terrible. You can find it on my Facebook. But I was excited to meet Mater. What's your favorite Pixar movie?
We have totally went off the
I
rails.
don't know. I'm terrible
okay.
with movies. I like never watch movies.
And then you got to separate that from Disney to Pixar. I mean,
yeah, like I don't pay any attention to that stuff.
I mean, 2 was terrible though. Toy Story 2 was. I mean, you're a 3 guy. I like
I'm trying to
3.
remember which one was 2.
2 was.
Isn't that Andy Goes to College? 2?
No, I thought that's 3.
3's yeah. 3's Andy Goes to College. 2's where they have the prospector and Jesse.
Okay. Yeah,
That's where they introduce
I do
Woody's
agree.
Roundup.
Toy Story 2 is bad.
Yeah.
Wow, we are
There's
way down it.
There's only one sequel to me that the second is better than the first. Can you name it?
I don't. There's no context there.
Rush Hour 2. Rush Hour 2 was better than Rush Hour 1. Rush Hour 3, not so good. Rush Hour. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could go with you there. But to me, it's not as and JG just said Bad Boys. So he thinks Bad Boys 2 is better than Bad Boys. I will give you that. But to me, the Rush Hour 2 was so much better than Rush Hour 1. Anyway.
You know what I think is the most solid trilogy of all time, though?
Star Wars.
Okay, that might be.
original.
I honestly,
Lord of the Rings.
Indiana
Lord of the
Jones.
Rings is
I'm
solid.
gonna say the Oceans 11, 12, and 13.
That was good. I did.
I
like
mean,
those.
they
that
never
one never-
falter in being awesome, and they never falter in being able to throw you off, which is very hard for a movie of that genre to do 3 times.
True.
So I'm
I hear
gonna
that.
put them up there in great
Well, it
trilogy.
was a good
I'm
series.
just proud you've seen those 3 movies, to be honest.
Thank you.
You should be proud I've seen those 3 movies because I'm literally like,
You're not a movie guy?
I'm not a movie.
He's a Clay.
My wife will be like, we're gonna watch this movie. Have you ever seen it? And I'm like, no, never. I mean, like,
Well, you said he
can pick
doesn't
some
sleep.
of
He's a
the-
freaking workaholic.
I am.
He is.
That's true.
I mean, we were in the class yesterday and we're answering emails back there. He's slaving me. Like, it's just work all the time.
It is. That's what I do.
I went home yesterday and edited
Yeah.
for Mike's Archery.
My wife
And then
tells
when
me
he
the
got
same
done
thing.
editing, I did the back end.
Yeah.
And released a video last night.
It's a
at
teamwork
midnight.
there.
It is.
Teamwork.
But hey, you guys have known each other for a long time.
Long time. 9 years?
Yeah,
10
9
years?
years, something like
9?
that.
So how is it now, like
Well,
being?
how old's your son?
9.
9. So I came in the picture right before he did.
Yeah.
So how is it like being buddies and things before that to now working together virtually every day? Like have things changed, good, bad?
We
and
talk less.
We talk less.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
No joke, yeah.
Is it because you know each other more, or is it because you just know your roles and do your thing,
It's
or
too
you
busy.
just
It's too busy. Yeah.
really?
Like normally I get off work, you call your buddy and be like, hey, what's going on? Guess what happened today? And now it's like all day long. It's like, hey, give me that dude. Go. Have you talked to so?
Yeah.
And then the end of the day, it's like, see ya tomorrow.
Yeah, it's like,
see you
it's like
tomorrow
I'm
morning.
going home.
Yeah, love you, but I'm going home.
Yeah.
Instead of like, hey, it's Friday or Saturday, you guys want to go out to eat or something or hang at the house? It's kind of like, I'll see you on Monday.
Yeah. Well, my wife. So like, my wife she just went to the beach for the second time this year, and I'm like, I'm not going to the beach again. Like I've already done the beach my one time this year. My purgatory's done for the year, and they're going back. And like, I came back from a trip right when they were leaving, and I got like 3 days at my house with nobody.
Oh.
And she calls me on the second day. She's like, so what'd you do yesterday? I said, not a single thing. I said, I watched TV, movies, and made a frozen pizza and did not move. It was wonderful. It's the first time I've done it in like 6 months.
See, but I'm like, I'm the kind of person I have to like have somebody all the time. Like I'm just weird like that.
Oh,
And
see.
my wife will tell you. So like they went to Disney. So we got back from out west, which you knew we were out west for like 3 weeks. Literally get back for a week. Her and the kids and her dad go to Disney for 7 days. So it was like I would get off work and then the evenings I'm like, let's go do something. Put trail cameras out and like call their buddies
See,
and stuff.
I need every 6 months ish to a year. I need like 2 days of just nothing. Like give me a weekend where we have nothing to do, nowhere to go, and I'm okay if I'm by myself. And like my mom called me apparently because I'm a 4-year-old, and she's like, "Do you need anything?
Yeah. Like
Do
you were
want
going
me
to starve to
do you
death.
want-" Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was about to say. Do you want me to cook you dinner? I'm like, Mom, I'm freaking 34 years old. I'll be okay. Like I know where the store is if I'm hungry. I know how to make food. Like I'm okay. So you watch YouTube. What do you watch on YouTube?
I mean, I watch a mix. I'm not a very good, like, I don't have one certain style. Like, I mean, I know you're not a huge,
But if you had to pick one thing to watch, what would it be?
I know you're not a hunting public guy, but I like watching that. But then I don't care for that for the production value. I care about, like,
information?
The information.
Yeah.
But then
I
I
can
like,
100% see that.
yeah, but then I like to seek one guys, which I'm not ever urban hunting, but they have a higher production value in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Shout out to Thomas.
Yep. Shit. Oh, sorry. cut that out.
You've ruined the entire podcast now, Travis.
My bad, guys.
Look, I don't care how old you are. That's
Never not be funny.
ever. You two guys, you two silly gooses.
That reminds me of the.
Just carry on.
Just let me collect myself.
Okay.
I like a mix. I mean,
Okay.
I like the higher production value stuff. I like the information stuff. I don't know. I'm weird. Like I really like camera stuff. Like I'm a camera nerd, so I'll just go and watch Philip Bloom and Peter McKinnon and Potato Jet and do reviews and stuff like that.
Potato Jet. What's Potato Jet? I haven't seen that one.
He kind of looks like the kid from Up.
Oh, okay. I do hear that.
Yeah.
Is. Okay. So
Oh, Potato Jet?
Yeah, Potato Jet.
Yeah, he's really good.
He's
Okay.
good.
I have
Super
it.
good, yeah.
So, what kind of content are you guys working on for Mike's Archery right now? And what's some stuff that you might want to work on in the future? Or you don't have to tell me, like, if you got some secret sauce going on. But
We have no secret
Yeah,
sauce.
there's no secrets.
Like
I'm not even sure we're making sauce.
I mean, our main thing is reviews. Like, we'll post our hunts and stuff if we don't use them elsewhere on Mossy Oak or whatever for Spur. We'll post them on the channel. But, like, I mean, you can watch in the analytics. Like, if you're not
We can
hunting
post
public
we
or
can
seek
post a
one.
hunt nobody wants to see us.
Right. I mean, they're not searching that. You know, if you're the hunting public, they're searching that. They want to see the next thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like for us, like our subscribers, it's like the reviews. Like when we do new bow reviews,
It's all about the product.
It's all about the product.
Okay, so I want to ask you about that. So you guys do a lot of reviews. It pushes a lot of traffic. It does well for you guys in analytics. So have you figured out on the formula side, like, okay, this length of video or this pace of video, like what's some of the things you found that
That's his side of it. I mean, I'll do the front end of the editing, the shooting, and all that, and then once it's done, I pass it to him and let him handle all of that stuff, like the back end.
So,
stuff.
like, what have you learned? Like, you've done it long enough. Like, what if you're gonna do a review video and you want it to be? What are some of the parameters you want it to live within to be a video that not only gets watched but has that psychology behind it that makes people want to watch it?
8 to 15 minutes.
Really,
Mm-hmm.
that's longer than I thought.
Well, 8 minutes is like
8 minutes is a cutoff for monetization.
Okay.
So that's part of our reasoning.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
So, but with that said, information is key,
Yeah.
and you got to cover the basics. If we get it done in 5, and it's pointless to just throw in worthless,
Crap for 3
Crap.
more minutes.
don't do it.
I mean, prime example, the new Expedition I just finished up last night, and it ended up being 6 minutes. I mean,
Yeah, but I'm not going to push it to that 8 just so we can get a. I mean, monetization, we dwell on it. It's part of it, but it's more for us. It's pushing traffic back to Mike's Archery and saying, "Hey, you can get this. We have it available. Here it is." So, if a 5-minute video kills it, and it's something basic like the acorn cruncher, and we just can't cover anymore, then there it is.
And you guys can see directly that driving people to the website and then directly translating into sales and things like that.
100%.
100%, absolutely. I mean, we've looked at like our social media stuff, and I rarely see social media drive traffic for sales,
Yeah.
and I think it's mainly because from the social media side, you're only reaching your specific followers and customers.
Yeah.
Where from a YouTube side, you're reaching anybody that's looking for that item.
Do you think social media, and I know this is a really hard
It has its place.
Oh, I was about to say, that's kind of what I was saying. Do you think social media has a value where it's about awareness? Like
It is.
keeping, making sure we ping people ever so often and we're here, and it's like,
And I got
hey,
a great guy that does we don't do our social media. I
Yeah.
don't do my Facebook, and we kind of handle our Instagram, which is why our Instagram is terrible and nobody does anything with it.
We're too busy for that.
We're too busy for that.
Yeah.
And so I got a guy, it's Corey Brosman at Interlocks out there.
Yeah.
And so, in fact, I was just on the show last week. If you get the Sportsman channel, go check that out. And
Nice.
It's my goat hunt from Colorado last year.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
Goat hunt in
but anyway,
Colorado is all you needed to say to me to say, like, I'm out of breath thinking about it.
yeah, we were 13,000 plus. It was a butt kicker, but
Gets a little thin up there.
it gets a lot thin up there.
Real thin.
But from that standpoint, he does a great job running that social media. He understands that Facebook world better than I do, and I am terrible. I can't bring myself to make posts just to be making.
I'm not very good at it either.
I'm terrible. So he does a great job for us, and he has definitely drove our followers on that. Has definitely picked up, and like you said, keeping awareness and keeping yourself in front of people on that social media platform and things is great. But I rarely do I see, oh man, that turned into somebody calling, hey, I just saw this Facebook post.
Unless
You post something about a Tacticam reveal, because there's no one on the planet who has any, and that will generate at least 37 phone calls of, no, for God's sakes, we don't have any Tacticam reveals.
yes, they're coming. I don't know when, but they'll be here at some point.
I guess you can call back tomorrow and check again.
And they will.
I promise. They do, yes. But, so all that, it all works together for sure.
So when your dad started Mike's, what was the vision for Mike's? Was it? I mean, obviously, do you think
it was a hobby?
It was okay. That's kind of what I was getting at. Did he
truly a hobby.
Did he envision it being what it is?
No. In fact, he envisions like my failure on a daily basis.
True story. Very true.
He's like, Brian, you still in business? Good for you, buddy.
He walks into the warehouse and goes, why in God's name do we have 3,000 bows in here? Get rid of all this garbage.
I need to park cars in here.
Yeah. Can we put the tractor over there? No, we cannot put the tractor in the warehouse.
That's so funny.
We have 1,100 Bear crossbows. No.
So what do you think? What do you think led to it going from a hobby to obviously not a hobby anymore?
Yeah, it stopped being a hobby a long time ago. So obviously, Dad started it literally as a hobby. He got started in, I think, early to mid 60s bow hunting. When he was in high school, his band director actually introduced him to archery.
Very cool.
Yeah, so his band director introduced him to archery and took him on his very first hunt. Even they went to Tennessee and shot wild boar. And so from there on, he was hooked on archery. And, there wasn't compounds. It was all recurves back then. And so when they got married, they started a little archery shop on the back porch of their house and had a little archery range around the hillside. And guys came to him, and Mom fletched and crested arrows on the back porch. And
Getting great lady.
Yeah, and so Mom and that wasn't their only job. Mom was a school teacher for 39 years, and Dad worked for several different things, but mainly Armco Steel, AK Steel, and retired from there. So that was not their main source of income through all that. And he mounted deer heads. I mentioned he did taxidermy. So all that happened in about 1980. It was still in the basement of the house until 2 months ago.
2 months ago, yeah.
Like, that's the first time we weren't in the basement of my parents' house is June of this year on our 50th anniversary. And guys look at that and they go, so you're one of the largest archery wholesalers, dealers in the country, and yes, we were in our basement for 50 years. And now we had some warehouses the last 25 or better, but
like if you would have came, you would have been like, yeah, this isn't what I expected.
This is not what you envisioned, like in any way, shape,
like y'all do what now? You're the number one beer. What?
You'd walked down the steps into my parents' basement and came through the door into a big long basement full of archery crap on every wall, jam packed in every way, shape, and form, and you'd have been like, are they going to shoot me before? I mean, I've had multiple customers come in that didn't know us over the years, and they're like, oh, I was afraid to come in here because we just pulled up to some guy's driveway behind his house and walked down the steps into your basement, and we didn't know what to expect. And they're like, but then the guys just walk in, they're like, you guys got like everything. Like, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like everything.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So, what do you think was that key to success? What do you think grew it in the from the 80s to
in 1980? Dad was able to secure an Easton distributorship, so he went from being a retailer, local retailer, to being a wholesale distributor in 1980. Somehow talked Easton Aluminum into being one of only, I think, 25, 30 distributors in the whole country. So it was literally at that time in the industry, it would have been the only arrow you could buy, and you had to buy it from one of these main distributors. There was no dealer direct. It went through one of the 32 distributors, I think, which is down now to like less than 10, I'd say.
Oh wow!
And we're still one of them. So when that hit, all of a sudden now he's shipping nationwide to everybody, making connections. Dad did a lot of hunting. and made a lot of connections over the years. Like I said, he hunted with Fred Bear. He knew Tom Jennings. He knew Jack Zwicky. Mainstays, if you have been in the industry, he knew him. Pete Shepley of PSE. He when he'll talk about Pete, he's like, I used to buy Pro Fletch from Pete when he made veins in his basement in Illinois. And then
I'm telling you, I mean, these OGs, like, the Pete's of the world. Like, I met Randy Ulmer this last weekend, which was really cool.
Yeah, I've known Randy.
Yeah,
for
I mean,
years.
that was super cool for me. Like, but I mean, these 20-somethings running around, they don't know who the Randy Ulmer is.
Yeah, you mentioned Randy Ulmer, they go, Randy who?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you don't.
And he
even
walked up and he was talking to Dudley. I'm like, freaking, I didn't know Ulmer was going to be here. And it was really cool for me to get to meet him, because I mean, I watched him, looked at Field and Stream magazines of him with
mule deer
that wouldn't fit on this table,
Exactly.
So I mean, that was super cool to me. These guys that paved the way for honestly us to be sitting here.
Yeah, exactly.
And Dad was one of those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, he was back there.
Well, I mean, I've talked to
he
you
was
about
killing
it.
whitetail. He's killing giant whitetail is what he was known for.
Well, not only that, he had the foresight to, like I've talked to you about it before, like he took a camera out back in whenever
70s.
the 70s.
He was filming stuff in the 70s.
Yeah, and we have some of that footage now,
so
and
cool.
I mean, that's just who was
We did
doing
a show.
that back
Yeah, we did a
then,
show
you know
with
what I mean?
Interlock because Dad drew a mountain lion tag in Utah 4 or 5 years ago, probably.
Yep.
And so we pulled the footage out of the basement in the corner somewhere, and it's on high 8 reel.
Oh wow.
So we pulled that out and got the projector working, projected it onto the screen, filmed it into digital off of that screen.
Yeah.
Sent it
We
to
just
Corey.
filmed it off the wall one night.
Filmed it off the wall one night because there's no audio.
Yeah.
And so we sent it to Corey.
And it looks like crap anyway, so what's it matter?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's not like you're going to get high def here.
Yeah.
And so he mashed that footage together and made a show out of it, of Dad killing this cat on film with dogs in
the
70s.
I think, I don't know, it was like, it
74.
ended up being
I'd
like
have to
30-some years apart, or 40 years apart. It was 40 years
It was
apart.
40 years apart. Yeah, and then
That's super
then
cool.
kill and he like mirrors the image, and it's funny for me to watch Dad. It's like you can watch that 1970s video and you see Dad shoot this cat and turn around to the camera, and he does the exact same thing 40 years later. He shoots this cat, and drills him, he falls out of the tree, he turns around to the camera, walks away. I mean, you could mirror image it 40 years later.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Crazy.
That's one of the as just a person who really enjoys editing, I've always wanted to be able to work with and have a story where you can heavily utilize some kind of old footage like that, archival footage. I love it, and there's so many cool ways to do it.
He's got a bear hunt from Colorado that was like a year later on video in the 70s too that we moved over to digital. It's never been probably seen by anybody but outside of my family and maybe Dad.
And me.
That's awesome. But
outside of the family.
But the cool thing is you have it, and he still has it. That's the thing with video. It's like, as long as you do a good job of keeping up with it, you got it forever.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like wine. It gets better with age, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
And I think that's a huge part of the success is definitely Dad walks in every day and says, I paved the way for you. He literally
Every
walks in,
day.
like, out paving for
The
you.
three
today,
little
Junior.
words he always says is, you need me. Which have really turned around. He really needs us.
Because he's like,
I've got two broken wrists. Can you get that for me?
Can you pick that up and carry it out to the car? But anyway, I mean, through all those years, I mean, he was, working his butt off, had the foresight to do those things. I mean, he worked with guys like Bob McGuire, which you probably don't even know who Bob McGuire is.
I don't know.
So Bob McGuire is probably one of the pioneers of videography in the hunting industry.
Very cool.
He did some of the very first videos in the hunting industry, period. They were all mostly whitetail stuff. He did some turkey stuff. Our very first catalog is a picture of Dad and one of his buddies filmed by Bob McGuire in their upcoming turkey series video that they were doing in
84?
83,
84?
That's super cool.
So, he worked with.
It's before Primos, man. That's
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
before Masio. That's before Realtree even was a
right.
Realtree even existed.
That's what I'm saying. Like, to have the
he was friends
foresight.
with- we're still friends with Jim Crumley. Jim and Shirley, I see him and talk to him anytime I see him at the show. Dad was selling, tree bark from Jim Crumley. Dad got sued by Jim.
Nice.
That's a whole other story. But,
For bootlegging the tree
yeah,
bark.
but he was
camo.
bootlegging some tree bark clothing.
I like it. He liked the hustle.
Yeah. So, but anyway, over the years he inserted himself anywhere he could. He's a very good hunter, And I mean, he ended up on the covers of Golden Key catalogs. He ended up on the packaging of stuff from Golden Key. He was on
The Hoyt catalog.
In fact, yesterday we posted a picture on
It was
Facebook.
today.
Was it today?
Yeah.
I lost track of days.
Today's
But
Saturday, right?
Our Facebook page.
Yeah,
Dad
I'm
in
not
his,
sure what day it is either.
his Hoyt Senior Advisory Staff jacket from Hoyt, and then he was on the cover of the Hoyt catalog in 80-something, 87 or 88, something like that. And so, he just got to know the Bill Krenses. And I don't know if you know who Bill Krenz was. He was the editor of Bowhunter Magazine for several years until he passed away.
Okay.
His wife runs Zebra Publishing, which has
I've heard of that.
Yeah, so it's all the Inside Archery,
Okay.
the big publications for the
yeah.
industry. So that was Bill Krenz. He ran all that. And he was the president at Hoyt for a while, and so guys that are long gone. But again,
Just a lot of connections along the way.
A lot of connections along the way. Yeah.
So how old is your dad now?
73.
73. That's awesome, man. That's super cool. I've never met your dad. I'd love to meet him.
He is a character.
He is.
Oh, well,
You get him on this podcast. and
It's hard telling what he will say.
he's hard to tell. What?
It'd be hard telling what he would say.
yes. But he can tell you some stories.
Those are the best ones. So, so what's your favorite content to create? If you had to pick, if you're like, hand me a camera and point me in one direction, I'm gonna go do this. What's your favorite thing?
He's the creator.
Yeah.
Bottom line, I don't have I don't have a creative bone in my body.
I don't know that I have a specific style. Like
Not necessarily a style, but like if you were gonna go film something, like and it was time was not an issue, budget wasn't an issue. What do you want to go shoot?
that's a hard question. I mean, it really is. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I've talked to Ryer about it before. I mean, I know his thing is the bike, the cycling, and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, I'd be down for that. I just, I've sent you all the stuff that I did for my dad and stuff like that for the grandkids and all that. So, like, that was more of a passion project. And, I've always wanted to do the outdoor stuff, but, like, I don't know. I just like to create anything that I get at that spur. Like,
tickles your
what I mean?
fancy at the time.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that I don't have like a main thing. Like, I want to do that. It's like anything. I'm more of an opportunist, or I'm very sporadic. Like, I'm just like, yeah, let's do it.
So I'm gonna ask you another question. I know you're gonna love. You're gonna really love this one. So how is it editing other people's footage?
I didn't say anything. All I did was.
It is wonderful. That is so much sarcasm.
Since I feel the same way. Like,
It is the worst thing.
Detest editing.
If any of you guys that are listening or in the room with us right now, editing other people is the worst. Like, if you like,
it's bad enough doing your own stuff.
It is.
That's somebody else's.
It is, but when you get, you have a deadline of Wednesday, and on Monday you're looking at 6 clips to make a show with. It's like, what am I going to do with?
Well, what are we doing here, guys?
Yeah, it's like, it's so hard. It's like, you can tell them and you can show them and do everything, but then you get nothing. Like the kill, and the kill's not everything. In
fact, the kill is. I mean, yes, it has to be there most of the time.
But does it?
Most
of the
I'm not
time.
saying it has to be there, but at the same time.
But you could tell a good story without a kill. I mean, I don't know how much stuff I've watched that have not had one kill.
If you go back and watch my goat show from last week,
there's no kill.
There's no kill.
There's no shot.
There's no shot. I did shoot a goat, and I actually put 2 arrows in him, and where he went was godforsaken.
Yeah.
And I went after him hard for 2 days trying to find him.
And back another week looking for him.
Yeah, I came home for a week, went back a week later, hiked back in there 20 miles deep, and went back to the top of the mountain and went looking for him again. So you don't, stuff happens. It's archery hunting.
Yeah.
I did not get my goat. I'm confident my goat is dead.
Yeah.
But the show that aired last week has Dad's goat hunt on the same hunt from 5 or 8 years ago when he drew the tag and he kills a goat because he's better.
I'm about to say, I better let you.
Very easily, he will let you know that he did it in tennis shoes and he fed them Skittles, and that was. I don't know if that's true or not, but
he definitely did it in tennis shoes.
He did do it in tennis shoes. But
where did the Skittles come from?
He likes to talk.
Well, my grandmother.
No. The honest truth is they climbed up to the basin in Chicago Basin, and he gets up there, and there's like 8 goats laying on a rock, like a couple hundred yards above him, and he literally looks at Corey and goes, "Hey, pee on that rock. They love that stuff. They'll come right down here." Corey stands up and pees on a rock, and they literally get up out of their beds and walk 20 yards of him, and he shoots this nanny.
Huh?
Yeah.
I couldn't find a goat to pee in front of,
Well, then
or
you
to do
see-
anything
well,
else in front of for the most part.
Where's that place that everybody goes up and finds, and they'll just walk up and like eat out of your hand? Where's that at?
Glacier, probably.
Probably, yeah. Okay.
I was in Glacier a couple years ago, and yeah,
I've heard Glacier's pretty amazing. Haven't been there yet. Did y'all go to Glacier?
No, we didn't go to Glacier.
See, I
No,
went
we
south.
didn't.
I went
I went
north.
south.
I want to go to Glacier.
Glacier's
Me
awesome.
too. But you did get screwed on your goat hunt. I mean, they did shut the train down between Silverton
yeah, I
and
had
Dorado.
COVID, so I literally had to pack into everywhere I had to go because I had no train access to the back country like he had. He had like a 9-mile hike in. I had a 6-hour horse ride, and then another,
horses.
and then another.
your
Yeah, I
favorite?
almost died twice on this hunt. But anyway, the point was there is no kill from me in that hunt, and Corey chose to not open that can of worms on the episode of, oh, you shot a goat, you didn't recover it, so you just wounded an animal.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I was fine with that. If you want to show the shot, I was fine. I'll take the criticism of it not being the perfect shot where they run over 20 yards and die.
Yeah.
But it's a really good looking shot on camera.
Yeah.
It does look good.
he just went a lot further than he should have, and so be it. I can't get there.
But
Yeah.
to get back to that,
But to get back there, you don't have to have a kill.
yeah,
But
I don't. But you need more than just
Kill footage
6
doesn't get it
clips,
done. Yeah.
like to tell a decent story, even. But even when I started, it was always telling. I was always dealing with other people's stuff. The Amazon ring chicken thing was always a group of guys that were friends, and I was getting their stuff and editing that. But as it evolved, like when you're working with somebody else, it's like, man, like, come on, give me at least something. You know what I mean? So
especially if they're expecting an actual production that's going to air.
yeah, somewhere
That's different than just.
other than a YouTube channel or Facebook or Instagram stories or something like that.
Can you
But
at least put some clips together and show my
yeah,
kill?
like
Cause
put some effort into it. Like even if you kill, go back and do the recreates. Take the time.
Learn some sequencing. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
sequence some clips together.
Like let's put this story
And it's-
together.
Let's be honest. It's not rocket science. It's just lazy.
It's lazy. That's what it is.
I told him that day in the car. I said my biggest issue for me personally is I just don't get it. I mean, I love to have the product at the end, but most of the time I'm like, do I really want to film this? I just want to go hunt.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed hunting, and
Yeah.
sometimes and obviously it's a passion, it's my love, it's what I do every day. But there's also that aspect of I'm tired of.
And it's really hard
dealing
when you're
with the
doing it
product.
yourself. Like
Yeah,
I
I
self film
rarely
a
have
lot,
somebody with
and
me.
he self films a lot. So it's like that's a lot of work. I mean, it is to get
It's
your
tough.
Yeah.
your
So do I just want
angles
to go have a
and-
good time this evening? And if we kill something, fantastic. And if you don't, that's okay too.
Yeah.
But
But my whole thing is like you can go and kill it. Just come back the next day and
Yeah.
recreate.
Yeah.
Like we
we've
all know
done
how
that.
that works.
We've done that.
But
Just
that
with
takes
footage.
effort.
It does take effort, but we all know how that works. Like you can make anything look good, like
Yeah.
and look like it happened that day.
Oh, some of the things I've snuck by viewers that they'll never know.
Oh well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
I think again it goes back to people's intentions, right? And what people are trying to get out of the industry. I can speak for myself. I probably speak for Caleb. I don't want to speak for you guys,
I mean,
but
you could probably speak for me too.
I can honestly say that I'm out there to tell a story. I enjoy the process of filming and editing and storytelling and the art and the craft of everything that goes into video and photo and telling that story. And so for me, the end product is what brings me pride, what I'm proud of, and what I'm working towards. For a lot of guys, they don't necessarily want, their passion is not the art, it's not the craft, it's not the storytelling. The video and photography is a means to an end, and that end is maybe seeing themselves. Maybe their end is trying to get a foot into the industry.
Get paid by the
Get
sponsors.
paid.
Yep.
And which are all, hey,
It is
look,
what it is.
everybody's got
That's-
their own motivations, and I'm not knocking on any of those motivations. It's just that
you want?
when I think the storytelling is your motivation, you're going to put a lot of work and a lot of time into that. If your motivation is just, hey, we get what we get, I just like to see the kill, or I just want to see myself, or whatever it is,
Just a good memory.
Well, I think
then they
that's
may not put as much work into that, and so it's just kind of one of those things where everybody's got a little bit different motivations, and it's hard when you want to tell that story.
Mm-hmm.
And if it was you, you'd be out there doing this shot and that shot and this shot and taking all that time. But somebody else who's not motivated by the same things that you are, they're not going to do that.
I think that's a good example. Like, we've said it before, and it's no offense to Brian or our buddy Chris. Like, they're killers. Like, for me, I love to shoot stuff. I mean, we all love to shoot stuff. But, like, if I'm going to self-film myself, my bow stays on the ground until my camera gear's set up.
Mm-hmm.
They're a little different. Like, the bow's in the tree first.
Everything's
You know what I mean?
set up, and then we deal with the camera gear.
Like,
Yeah.
it's
But
Bo said it earlier. Like, that's my passion. Is like,
Yeah.
if I kill it with a camera, if I film you kill a 200-inch deer, I killed that deer because
Oh yeah, I feel
you know
that
what I
way,
mean.
too.
I was
That-
there.
and I'm still fulfilled with
Yeah.
that feeling, and I think that's where people differ. And like you said, some people just want to see themselves, and that's okay. Like, we're all not the same.
But here's what's not okay: is guys that want to see themselves, and that's what they truly want.
But then they don't put the effort.
But not the effort, but they won't be honest with everyone else. Is like, hey, I honestly just really want to see myself. I
Right.
feel like I'm a great personality. I feel like I do this. It's like, if you truly feel that way,
Develop it.
then
Work
develop
towards
it
making
and be
that the
honest
reality.
about it. Be honest about the fact that
This
that's
is
what
me,
you want
this
to
is
do.
my show,
But
here
if
I
you
am,
want to
let's
say
do
you
this.
want to go do this, that, and the other thing, and it's because of X, Y, and Z reason, but what it really is you just really want to see yourself, that's okay, dude. Like, I know those guys. I'm cool with it, but own it.
yeah, just tell us so we
Own
can
it.
work on that.
But you don't have to literally say, like, I want to see myself. It's like, look, I feel like I have.
I'm an egotistical,
I have.
arrogant
Well,
individual.
yeah. Well, it's like, but you come across
You
these
can
certain.
clearly hear our bias as behind the camera post productions individuals.
But here's my thing: is like and I've said this before. I know 3 or 4 guys that I've worked with over the years that just are incredible on camera. They were made to be in front of a camera.
And they're few and far between.
Most people are not.
And there's 3,000 hunting video shows out there.
At
God,
least. I mean,
And 2,997 of them shouldn't be there.
Yeah. So
No offense to all you guys out there.
yeah, and you're not wrong.
I'm
but-
putting myself in that
yeah,
category.
And yeah, same here. That's why I'm behind the camera, not in front of it.
right.
But it's one of those things to where I also understood early on that I was not the guy to be in front of the camera. I'm
Sometimes
personal.
it's best to know who you are, what you are, and what you do best.
Then once you figure out what that is, be honest with yourself. And if you're the guy that says, you know how many people have told me that they truly just want to be the host and want to be on camera? One guy told me that. And believe it or not, that's the guy that should not be in front of it. But the thing is like,
Dang it,
I know, yeah.
We had to do it. We had to break it to him. We're like,
It's like, yeah.
hey, buddy, look, here's the deal.
You are not the guy for this job.
Look, just on a technical sense, if you ever take your hat off, it's just not
Gonna
going to
cause
work.
some exposure
Yeah,
issues.
it's
Really,
just-
viewership's going way down.
Way down.
and the mustache is just really not selling.
But it's like-
We've consulted look, we can send you to, we got a marketing firm that really specializes in
We did a focus
trying to
group.
help people, refine their image, and we sent them some of your stuff, and it just, there was nothing they could do for you.
It's not working.
So, you're just going to have to learn the back end or
Clay, this happens when you don't stick around, buddy.
Yeah.
Love you, Clay.
Sorry,
Mike's
not
Archery.
use code RedNet10.
sorry, not sorry, Clay. But be honest with yourself. Be honest with what you want to do, and if you not necessarily want to see yourself, but if you feel like you have value to add in front of the camera, be honest about that, and then work on that, and then work with people that can bring out the best in you.
Right.
I'll go back to like some stuff, and probably when I first met Travis, and really he started. Well, I brought him into the fold and let him hang around us some. I mean, my family, we're pretty tight knit. We don't. I mean, we've been around, we've been doing this, but we don't let too many people get too close, really. But just growing up around that, and this is mostly pre-video days. I mean, I remember as a kid laying on the ground for literally half a day taking pictures of a deer with Dad, because a good like you guys like to call it a grip and grin, but that's what it was. The 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s.
That's how you got sponsored
That's how
dollars.
you got
right?
there. You killed some big stuff.
Yeah.
And it better look good. Well, Dad was way ahead of his time on getting the camera angle right,
Mm-hmm.
using the right lenses, and getting the camera. But that was also back in the days of 35 millimeter film. Roll it around. We take 36 pictures. We take 4 rolls of them, and we run down to CVS or Revco at the time, and we come back tomorrow and pick them all up, and then we go home and we lay them out on the table and go, that's garbage, that's garbage, that's garbage, that's garbage, that's garbage. All right, we went through 150 pictures. We're down to these 3.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
And I told Travis when he first started coming around, I was like, look, I said, 99% of the people you ever run into will never come to your house. They're never going to see your deer mount or your skull mount or whatever it is that you did. And this plays the same with video. So if you are fortunate enough to take a good animal, whatever that definition is for you, a quality trophy animal to you, then give it some respect and take the time to get the picture right, because nobody's ever going to see that animal but you. And 6 months from now, nobody cares. But if you got a good picture, you can at least go, hey, there's the buck I killed last year. Here's the buck from 2011.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Check that.
We're
Here's a
like,
good
look at
picture.
this video. This video is awesome.
But so that rolls right into the video world of, if you want to do this and you're willing to take the camera, then let's do it right.
Yeah. Let's do our best.
Let's not get the 30 seconds of the deer coming through the timber and boom, you shot him under the tree and he runs off.
30 seconds, man. I'd like to have 30 seconds per
Dad.
Okay. Well, 12 seconds of the deer that showed up before you knew it was there, and he's at the base of your tree, and you pop him at 15 yards, and he runs off, and you get another 3 seconds of him running through the timber.
Yeah.
But like you've said before, I mean,
let's do it right, and let's put it out there so that it
Yeah.
gives respect to the animal, it gives respect to you. And
But Caleb said it before, like, people hate on recreates, but all of the recreates happened. You're just recreating what they didn't see.
because you can't have 27 cameras in the tree and
But
get it all.
but you know what I thought when he said 30 seconds of pre-roll? I'm like, I can make that deer come in for 15 minutes.
15,
with 30 freaking seconds.
every bit of it.
I was like, I can make
Is it
that
in
as
4K?
long-
Because we can make all kinds
Oh,
of
yeah.
punch-ins and out.
I was like, I'll shoot cutaways and recreates, and I was like, we can make that sucker take his sweet time. We can build as much anticipation as we want. Or we
yeah,
can
he
get
took
him in there.
forever to come in.
We
It
can get
was,
in there and kill him quick. I was like, I can do whatever you want.
it's true.
Oh yeah, it's like 30 seconds. This is a gold mine. This is awesome. Yeah.
Yes, but usually all you get
Yeah.
is that 30-second clip.
Yeah.
There's
If
nothing.
you get nothing else, then that sucks.
That
Couple quick jump cuts and like, dang, he died quick. Like, well, that's what you get, dude.
that's what you gave me.
Sorry.
Sorry.
That wasn't even a good highlight reel.
Yeah. Yeah, the shot wasn't even focused. What do you expect? Well, guys, we've been talking for an hour, and I was gonna have you guys on do the Q&A at the end. I have a better idea that we're gonna do after the podcast. Is that okay with you guys? Okay. So we've been talking for an hour. Got you guys on the podcast.
That's awesome. Fantastic.
Probably my favorite one to date, to be honest. It's just watching you two idiots laugh. It was worth it. So
Look, I already had an idea for next year for this class.
Are we
Chuck,
invited
I was
back?
about to, hell yeah, come back. Why not?
Are we allowed
we
back?
make it
Come
3
on.
years in a row? I mean,
Well, it sounds like
Well,
if we have
here's
this
the
many
deal,
people back,
though.
we'll
Here's
have
what
to get
happens.
a
And
bigger
these
venue.
guys will. Sorry, I just totally ran over you right there. Yeah, that'll happen. Here's the thing that happens.
Just
if you
mute-
come
just
back,
mute him.
I'll yell into yours, and you know I will. Here's the thing that happens. If you come back, you got to start teaching a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
we
that's
did
what I
we
got.
pretty
Yeah,
much.
that's what
you know how
happens.
out of place I felt today? But like, I didn't pull a
We
camera
completely
out
flipped
at
the
all.
script because I'm
But-
terrible with the camera.
He's never behind the camera.
I'm
Never.
always in front
so
of the
he's
camera.
behind the camera today, and I'm like, I don't know what to
And
do
we-
with my
we put
hands.
Travis in front of the camera. He's like, "What do you want me to do? Like, I think this is what I should do." Like, normally
Yeah.
he's telling me what to do.
I
But
love
did that help you?
Help
Do you
me?
feel like teaching
I
helped you
feel like
learn
teaching
or
helps-
solidify
yeah.
things?
Oh
for
yeah, I
you?
mean,
Teaching always helps.
which
you.
JG had a pretty good idea there, and I think just helping him along with that. I mean, I think that I think
giving
it
our
really
input.
Well, just
from
putting yourself in
experience.
someone's process.
right.
Like, okay, I see what you're saying, and here's where I feel like I add value, they add value, and then you work together and you make something hopefully that people
Yeah,
want to
make some
watch.
And I don't know if that helped him or not, but I mean, I felt
it
like it was like, well, here, like you tell me your story, like your plan
vision.
of what your vision is. I'm seeing it. Like, you know how it is as an editor.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you're telling me I'm seeing the shots that I'm needing to get, and it's like, okay, all right, let's do this. Let's change this to something more manageable with what we have to work with, like today. I mean, like the construction shots and stuff like that he was. So it's like we adapted that and moved it into woodworking to what we had. Yeah. So I feel like that does help. Yeah. So it was stepping out of my comfort zone of like, yeah, give me a camera, let me run it, and I'll, get all the shots we need, and we'll be done. And Ryer can stay until 3 o'clock in the morning. We'll edit it. But yeah, I think it really helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
And for me, I needed the camera time. I still need the camera time because I'm just not on the back end very often.
Sometimes you just got to make yourself
and that's what
jump head first in and do it. Yeah. I mean, there's lots of things that I hate doing too, or not that I hate doing, but I don't do enough of.
That's it. I don't hate filming.
Well,
it's essentially I just don't take the time.
Well, it's like a muscle. Sometimes you just gotta exercise that muscle to get it there. You gotta and you put something out long enough, and you gotta pick it back up. It's like anything else.
Yep.
Well, guys, that was fun.
It was fun.
Appreciate
It was
you having us.
awesome.
Thanks for
Appreciate
having
you
us.
coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike's Archery, Redneck 10. Boys will hook you up.
I need you. Call us. We got it.
I need both of you. And I'm going to give you a countdown so you can do it in unison. I need both of you to be like, we are ya boys.
But wait. Just before that, if you do call the shop, ask for Aaron. Do not ask for Travis or Brian. Just Aaron, if you're I know you're listening.
Yes.
Sorry, we love you.
We love you, but there's the bus. We just threw you on.
So you want We're Your Boys?
Yeah. All right, I'll give you a countdown.
What are we doing again? We're your boys.
We're Your
It's going to be
Boys.
3, 2, 1, and then go, right? I've learned this playing
We're
rock, paper,
ya
scissors.
boys.
Yeah.
Ya
We
boys.
are ya boys. Kind of
We
like
are
I
ya
am
boys. Okay.
McLovin. Kind of the same
Okay.
vibe. Kind of the same vibe. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
We are Ya Boys.
There we go.
That's it. That's the end.
All right.
Peace.
All right. Peace.
Out, guys.